What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in to uh, welcome back to the Cubby Walker podcast. So, couple things to get into. Um, Mississippi State football, the 2025 schedule came out, and we'll take a look at that. Two Porter players committed to Mississippi State, and a big loss. A talent from a talent standpoint, a big loss for Mississippi State, and Kevin Coleman hits the portal. So welcome in. Welcome in. Hope you're having an awesome day. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Come join the family. Where we talk Mississippi State all day, every day. So welcome in. Mississippi State's 2025 schedule. The first part of it is, you're gonna have to see who is on your team first. Because and we'll take a look at what's coming up ahead in the week. So the 2025 schedule. So you start out by playing Southern Miss in Hattiesburg. You start out by playing Southern Miss in Hattiesburg. And so we'll go through the schedule, and I'll point out some bullet points for you, and go by each game, and see what the outcome it will be. So you play at Southern Miss on August the 30th, at home against Arizona State on September 6th, Alcorn State at home on September 13th, Northern Illinois at home September the 20th. Then you have Then Tennessee at home on September 27th. Then you have a bye. Then you go at. All right. So you at College Station against Texas A&M on October 4th. Then you have a bye. At Gainesville against Florida, October the 18th. At home against Texas on October 25th. At Fayetteville on November 1st. Georgia at home on November 8th. Missouri at Missouri on November 15th. Then you have another bye before the Egg Bowl when you take on Ole Miss and start full on November 29th. So we'll go back. We'll walk through it. So a good. You have an opportunity to go 1-0 against Southern Miss in Hattiesburg. They just got a new coach, and I think it's Charles Huff, maybe. Then they just got a new coach. No telling what that roster is going to look like, but I think I think their coach will do enough job to bring some guys in. So that's the game you should win. Arizona State, who are in the playoffs, that's going to be tough. But it's in Starkville. You'll probably be a 3.5-point favorite. It just depends on what Arizona State is going to look like then. So I'll say 2-0. I'll say 2-0. Alcorn State, you should definitely win. Then Northern Illinois. I mean, they just beat Notre Dame this year. I mean, I'll say a win, but I'll say a win, but who knows? So that's 4-0. Can you find 2 more wins? Can you find 2 more wins? But it gets challenging because the SEC play. Tennessee at home. It's going to be probably a loss. You know, they're probably going to bring back Nico, the quarterback, and they'll get players out of the portal too. And so probably a loss at Texas A&M. A tough place to play. Probably a loss at Florida. Could Florida be tricky? Could Florida be? Could you go win in Gainesville? I mean, you could. Texas is going to be a loss at home. They're really good. They're good every year. At Arkansas, a little bit tricky because they just lost a ton of players to the portal. At Georgia at home, probably not. At Missouri, and Ole Miss to finish out the season. I mean, this is a tough schedule. Really tough. I mean, there's some winnable games. There's some toss-up games. But it's a long way. It's a long ways away for next season. So just take into consideration that it all depends what this roster will look like. It will all depend on what this roster will look like. And you're going to see them. And you're going to see what this roster is going to look like about 3 or 4 weeks whenever the portal closes and whenever the portal closes, you'll about 3 or 4 weeks you'll feel really good. You'll feel really good of what your roster will look like in 2025. All right. So two portal players commit on Wednesday, which is today, December the 11th. First off, the first portal commit was I forgot. Excuse me, guys. I forgot. Let's see. Let's see. Jerron Manning. Jerron Manning. That's right. Jerron Manning from Old Dominion. A little bit about him. You know, he's from Louisiana. He's from Louisiana. Went to JUCO at Coleman here in Mississippi, and transferred to Old Dominion. He has 1 year left. Had a really productive season this past season. And so he'll help you out a lot at that free safety position. I think he's going to be like a high safety. So, you know, I mean, I think you'll still have, you know, your secondary, Kelly Jones, Tony Mitchell is probably going to start. Bryce Pollock really sucks that he transferred. But it is what it is, you know. I mean, even though that he was a really good player, I mean, you can replace him. And we'll get to Kevin Coleman, who into the portal. We'll talk about that in here in a minute. Big loss. But then Jerron Manning went to Coleman, transferred to Old Dominion, and he has 1 year left. Visited state Monday and Tuesday, and then left today, and ultimately committed while he was on his visit. That's the first commit. The second was Red. Let's see. Red Hibbler. You know, he's a Louisville, Mississippi native. Went to Louisville High School, about 20-30 minutes from Starkville. He then decided to go to NC State. Don't think he played. I think he was hurt. I'm pretty sure he got hurt. Then this past year had about 6.5 sacks. You know, State had a total of 10 sacks on the season. He had 6.5 by himself. So you need somebody like that. Came to visit, I think today or yesterday. Technically he didn't visit. I think he was supposed to visit next week, but ultimately committed to Mississippi State before he came to visit. So you got three commitments. The other one was the Kennesaw State transfer who committed during the season because their coach got fired. So he can already enter the portal then. So, but man, we'll see how, you know, you had a couple visitors today. You got one tomorrow, and you got a couple this weekend. So, you're gonna have to get them committed sooner or later. Now, Kevin Coleman is the surprising one. He hits the portal today. A little about him was a little about him was, it wasn't. I don't think it was because of money. I don't think it was because of money. Um, you know, he's from St. Louis, Missouri. Probably wants to go back home, and that will probably be the Missouri Tigers. And so, um, it's tough because he was most probably your most talented probably your most talented receiver. You just can't you just can't lose somebody like that. But I mean, I have faith that Levy's going to go get some pretty good players out of the portal. I mean, he receiver wise, he always does. He always does. He always go get. He's an offensive guru. And he always he'll go get some O-line and some receivers and running backs and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm not worried that he ain't gonna go get any players, but you just lost a really big one. So, so we'll see how that plays out. Another player that entered the portal, and it wasn't really a surprise. Well, actually, two players entered the portal. Is Mario Craver and Michael Van Buren. They both hit the portal. Those two wasn't a surprise at all. Those two wasn't a surprise at all. And I think it was. I think State's trying to bring in a quarterback who Jeff Levy recruited to Oklahoma when he was an offensive coordinator there at Jackson Arnold. He's coming on a visit this weekend. And he's actually visiting Auburn tomorrow. So, and that's something to keep your eye on because Auburn does need a quarterback. Auburn does need a quarterback. And so if you but they also is bringing in Malik Murphy from Duke. Hopefully Malik Murphy will commit to Auburn. That's the hope because we need Jackson Arnold. Then you have an offensive not a center from Oklahoma that's coming on a visit. Then you have, I think, Tulsa's wide receivers come on the visit, if I'm not mistaken. So it's you're going to have to try to get these guys in and get them committed. Because you need these guys to commit. I mean, it's no option, It's no question about it. You're gonna have to have them commit. So we'll see where that goes. But guys, thank you guys. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. We'll talk. I mean, whatever goes on, we'll try to give it to you. So, but Mississippi State's 2025 schedule released. And hopefully, the times haven't released yet, but you know where the order that you're playing the games in. So thank you guys. God bless. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Comment down below. Give me your thoughts, and I'll see y'all next time. God bless.